Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in another Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys a simple thing that you guys can do that is drastically going to improve your aim. I'm also going to be showing you guys these settings that I'm using, but I'm going to specifically be showing you guys a technique that I've been using that has been a game changer when it comes to hitting my shots. So if you feel like you don't have the best aim, I have some very good tips in this video that can help you guys out when it comes to improving your aim. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. On this channel, I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks to enter this giveaway, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you guys do turn on those post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video. And lastly, comment down below either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the next giveaway. And also, if you guys like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom, click on support a creator, type in my code. My creator code is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I want to be showing you guys specifically two different techniques that you guys should be using that is going to help you guys aim way better in this game. And I'm also going to give you guys the settings that I'm currently using after this recent aim assist nerf. So if you guys are curious on my settings as well, I'm going to be showing you guys those in this video just in a second. But I'm going to be showing you guys one specific technique that is going to help you guys out drastically and help you improve your aim and hit a lot more shots. So going into the settings that I have a 2.1 building, a 2.3 editing. Now this is definitely a little bit on the higher end, but I do feel like a higher building and editing sensitivity, at least for myself, is necessary to win the amount of gunfights that I need to. Then going down to my look and vertical horizontal sensitivity, I have them both on a 48%. And of course, I have none of the boost on. Going down to my ADS sensitivity, I have a 10% on both. I just feel like this aim down sight sensitivity is very good, and because of the aim assist nerf, playing on a little bit lower sensitivity is going to be a really good strategy to use to hit a lot more shots. So obviously, linear settings with no look damping time, 10%. Look and move stick dead zone. And then for my foot controller, I have that setting on off. I feel like having it on off, I made a whole video about it, but basically when you have it off, it makes your movements a little bit more precise when you're looking, so it allows you to hit more shots. So improving your aim, I think having the foot controller setting off is going to be the best way. I would say if you're a builder or editor, like mostly, then probably have this setting on. But personally, if you want to have the best aim possible, I recommend having that setting off. So basically, those are my controller settings that I have. But I want to be showing you guys a specific technique in this video that's really going to help you guys out a ton when it comes to hitting your shots, and this really is a make or break. After I started doing this, I started being way more consistent on my shots. So when you're going for an edit, a lot of the times, most of you guys who just go for an edit on another player really don't think a whole lot about your edits and just try to go for a edit on the wall and then for a quick shot. But when you are very intentional about the way you edit, you can actually give yourself a major advantage against the other player and give yourself a huge advantage as far as hitting your shots. And I want to give you guys a couple of very clear examples on different structures that you edit that is going to give you a significant advantage against another player. So when you're editing this wall, there's so many different ways you can edit, and a lot of times people edit their way up. And so for instance, if the other player you're fighting against is on this side, then what you'd want to do, and as you can see, it's always really good. This corner edit is extremely good for being able to have a little bit of a head glitch against the other player. But the problem is, once you edit, you can see how far you have to flick in order to hit the other player. Because after I get the edit, look at my crosshair. I'm all the way up to the top left of the square. I'm absolutely nowhere near the other player. So when I go for the edit, I'm nowhere near the other player, meaning I'm going to have to hit a very hard flick shot in order to hit the other player, which is going to be extremely difficult to do consistently. And when you want to be able to hit more shots as much as possible, you want to focus on being as consistent as possible. And when you have to go for crazy flick shots every single shot, you're not going to be as consistent as you want to. So obviously you want to be good at flick shots, but you want to use them as little as possible. But if you see here, say an instance this player's in this direction, if I go for the exact same edit but I edit downwards, as you can see, as soon as I finish off the edit, I'm immediately on the other player. And this could be an extremely good strategy. Obviously this is just one example with the wall. I'm going to show you guys other examples, but as you can see, just by changing the direction in which I go for the exact same edit, is literally night and day between hitting my shots and then trying to have some crazy flick shot that I have to, I'm probably going to miss more times than not. So just by changing your edit slightly, just editing in a certain direction towards the other player is going to be crucial. So basically what you want to do for all of your edits is you want to find a way to finish your edit while looking at the other player. And so another example is, say you floor and cone the other player. A lot of times people go for an edit where they edit both the square and the floor. And while doing this, you kind of are at a disadvantage, because after you go for that double edit, as you can see, after I edit the floor and the cone, my crosshair is kind of over to the side, and say if the other player's on the left side over there, then your shot could be all over the place. So what you want to do instead, there's two things you can do. The first thing is, when you go for this edit, to keep your reticle really tight so you're not flicking as much when you're editing. But the best way that I found out is not even to do those double edits, is to instead do a single edit on the floor and the cone. And the reason why you'd want to do a single edit instead of editing both, and obviously there's a time and place for everything, but what you want to do the majority of times is just go for a single edit on the cone and the floor, because as you can see, when you go for a single edit, your crosshair is literally on the other player. You don't have to worry about flick shotting. And also, when you're editing both the cone and the stair and you try to double edit both of them, what's going to happen is, a lot of the times is you're going to be all over the place, your shot's not going to be straight, and sometimes you might not even get off the edit the way you want to. You might goof up one of your edits. So the best way, honestly, is just go for a single edit on the floor and the cone. It's much easier to pull off, much more consistently, and on top of that, after you go for the edit, your reticle is already on the other player. So that is something you want to do. And I want to give you guys another tip as well that I see a lot of people do that's a big mistake, and a reason why a lot of you guys are not hitting maximum damage shots, and a very good reason why a lot of you guys might be hitting low damage shots on other players. Now, this is extremely effective. This is extremely easy to do, but extremely effective. Is a lot of times, say you're in a building, a lot of people maybe be looking too far up or looking too far down. But the one thing you want to always do is, when you're running around corners, you always want to keep your reticle at the height of the head of the other player. Because, for example, is if you're running around a building and you're kind of looking down, as I'll show you guys in a second. So if you run around a corner and you're looking down, you're going to have to go for an insane flick shot just to reach the other player. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what that looks like. So say I'm running on the other, so the other player's on the other side. Maybe you guys don't even know the other players in the building. So if you're looking down and you see the other player there, as you can see, I'm going to have to hit an insane flick shot, and I'm probably going to miss the other player just like that. And even if I'm able to hit the flick shot, I'm probably going to be hitting 30 damage. At best, 100 damage. I mean, that is the absolute best. Most of the time, you're going to be hitting 30 damage. But if you are running around the corner with your reticle at head height and you see the other player, as you can see, it's a very easy 200 shot. I don't have to worry about. So first of all, it's easier to hit shots because you're not having to go for a crazy flick shot. And on top of that, you're going to be hitting 200 damage shots more often than not. So always keeping your reticle at head height when you are running, or, running in buildings, running around corners is going to be essential. You don't want to be looking too far down, and you don't want to be looking too far up, because even in this case, as you can see, when I'm looking down, the FOV is even worse. So if I keep my reticle up, obviously, as you can see, I'm able to see more. So if the player happened to be even a little bit more over to the left side of me, if I'm looking straight down, I'm not going to be able to see the other player, versus if I'm looking up a little bit, I have a little bit more FOV to the sides, and I'm going to be able to see that player a lot easier, and I'm going to be able to hit 200s very consistently and very easy on the other player. So always keeping your reticle at head height when you're running through buildings is going to be essential. And so the last thing that I wanted to show you guys, and this kind of ties into the first things when it comes to the different edits you can do. And when you're doing edits, you always want to make your edits very easy, because as you can see, a lot of people, when they edit their stairs, they will edit in this direction. First of all, it's a little bit harder to pull off going this direction because you kind of have to go back and then forward. And on top of that, after you go for this edit, your reticle is kind of all over the place. Obviously, if you have a flick shot, you can flick it down, but that makes it so much more difficult. What you want to do instead is you always want to flip your ramp down. And when you flip your ramp down, as you can see, as soon as I flip the ramp down, my reticle is already on the other player. And this is just another example of an edit that you always want to do against other players. It just makes it 10 times easier to hit your shots, because when you're going for these type of edits on other players, you always want to edit in the direction the other player is, so you don't have to have a crazy flick shot, and you can always have a very easy shot on the other player without having to flick shot halfway across your screen. So always making sure to edit in the direction of the other player is going to be essential and going to improve your aim drastically. So with that being said, that's wrap up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Make sure you guys do turn on post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video. And as well, I do live stream every single day here on this channel at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys forgot when I live streamed, or if you guys haven't came by yet, definitely come by my live streams, like I said, every single day at 6 o'clock. Make sure you guys have notifications on so you guys can see when I'm streaming. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and alright guys, I will see you next video.